W, sorry, took them down to...
Yeah, doesn't hurt that the
1 HP.
Renekton was damn near one-shotting
Yeah.
at that point
Everything.
as well. Even when Nidalee was at her best, she was still a very suspicious pick in pro play. Soraka with a spear.
We saw a little bit of MSI last year because that was when Caps decided to invent the Nautilus mid.
Right.
And so you needed to find AP somewhere. Nautilus has a lot of lockdown, and so...
Oh my
golly
goodness.
god.
Happy feet. That was such a nice dodge by Enso. Pretty greedy
Well,
with
he's got a
his
little
flash.
smile on his face. He knows what just happened.
Yeah. I mean, if it works, it works. I think he probably should have just flashed.
No, he dodges those. How dare you?
There wasn't really a whole lot of CC coming to follow up.
Yeah,
anyway,
but
so he
honestly,
probably gets the flash later anyway, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, Renier could maybe look for a flash W, or at which point Ching would just be able to keep wailing on him with those auto attacks, and you imagine he's got rend, so...
Yeah, by the way, on Cheng, it does suck a little bit that he had to take cleanse. Makes sense against the Maokai. Might be a little crazy not to against the Maokai Renata to skip cleanse. But they're down a combat sum in what is going to be, you know, a lane that involves a lot of fighting.
Oh.
Trade's initially going the way of J-Team, but if West Point are able to just coordinate their autos onto the Straven, he's not really going to be able to trade with them at all.
And Char's not really even needing to auto. He just stands here and throws out Mystic Bolts.
Yeah. Fleet footwork is interesting.
It is a little, for sure.
I really didn't think I'd need to watch the Keria Ezreal game, because I wasn't expecting to see this champ actually picked in the support role.
Yeah, well, it is.
Yeah, here it is. Lots of priority for West Point's bot lane. I really hate that Renier has gone to his topside jungle here. This seemed like a pretty obvious split map with how much priority he was going to have bot and how much stronger he is over the Maokai at this point in the game. Maokai shouldn't really be getting these camps.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's strong, but the problem is Lava's never going to sit there and fight him. He's just going to Twisted Advance and then Q, maybe Twisted Advance auto Q, proc that phase rush, and at which point Lava's actually won the trade. And I mean, you don't really want to risk going down this bot lane because yes, you're going to have priority, but I honestly think in a skirmish then you probably favor the Draven Renata. Just a denial of pretty much everything.
Maybe, but maybe just because of how much faster he's going to clear than the Maokai. You know, Maokai might not even get to his camps. You might never really even get to see the 3v3. But anyway, he's decided to path to top and maybe look for an invade or a deep ward here, as Lava knows exactly what his priorities should be.
There is heal, there is every summoner available. Nice trade from Char prior to the dive. Lava finds his way into his advance, going to be used here. Phase Rush is procced. Char's so low! First blood, though, will go to Ching 9. It was one ticket damage away from being such a success. Ching even flashing. He's looking to try and pick himself up a second, but won't be able to do so.
He ends up getting 2 flashes for his flash, but he doesn't have mana to rend, unfortunately, so he can't pick up the kill on Lava. Okay. Pretty good for West Point. That was always going to be a really difficult dive, with West Point being full HP here. Not playing a particularly weak lane either. Chad does almost go down, and no res coming through from Enso there on the Renata. I thought they might be able to pull it off just because Renata is very good at diving.
Yeah, as is the Maokai generally, but
yeah,
weren't able to, and now with that it is actually just Ching 9 who's found himself his boots. He's got a dagger as well, and he is going to be stronger than this Draven for the time being.
Yeah, it's down a bit of CS, probably just because he had to fight with a massive wave under his tower. Couldn't prioritize the last hits. So Renier's hitting up the dragon. probably uncontestable for J-Team. Looks like they're not really interested in contesting it. And they're not going to be able to trade the Void Grubs for it either.
It should just be picked up. Will be. Char helping up a little bit there as this Israel, and now we might be seeing the reverse.
Chi-Chi does have his sums, but Enso doesn't.
Oh, yeah, Chi-Chi dying with heal flash available. I mean, not that it changes the kill, but...
Yeah, he probably could have lived if he healed. I honestly think he was expecting the revive from Renata.
Oh. Essence Flux into Arcane Shift, a pretty classic combo, and it's even easier to do when you are in the support role because you don't have to care ever about landing these last hits.
So Renya gonna grab the Void Grubs too, by the look of things. Maybe a play happening in mid lane, maybe not. Lava ends up just walking through. And is just way too late to contest these grubs. Maybe can get a smite.
Yeah, already has his, so... There's going to be those first 3 Void Grubs as well as the first Dragon going over to West Point. So at least for now, it is West Point that are winning. Although Chi-Chi is trading extremely heavily. Ching9 going to have to lose his cleanse as Handshake did connect from Enso there.
Yeah, actually losing these trades kind of unexpectedly, West Point.
That is an annoying sound.
Yeah. What was that, like a duck?
Something like that. Not the most mentally sane duck.
Meanwhile, Nilly having a pretty good time in the mid lane. Lane isn't, you know, too easy in the early game for the Sylas.
Yeah, but it is just that classic abuse of second
wind D shield.
Yeah.
Merc treads as well. Just so hard to push him out of lane.
Even has a Maokai ult right now, so yeah, gonna use it, but Minji should be okay to get away.
I think it's just to clear the wave. It pretty much one-shot the wave, or at least got the entire wave to half, and he's able to clean it up with Q. I wonder how much he's really procced first strike this game.
It doesn't feel like it should have been a whole hell of a lot.
So it's going to be Roa on the Sylas. That is what we're seeing most of the time. You can get very tanky on the Sylas, and you should have plenty of damage on your team. So not needing to go for, you know, some super high damage build.
Interesting. Lakai once again is going to be opting into a Sunfire Cape this game.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's got anything to do with... I mean, he was up against Yone, and now he's up against Aurelia, and he's worried about the split push.
Yeah.
And so just getting that extra wave clear. Not that Cassante really lacks for it, especially once some armor and or resistance, I should say, and health is online. But in any case, he is going to opt into this wave clear orientated build.
Yeah, I think it even makes more sense against the Aurelia, just because...
we're doing this again.
West Point spot lane.
Yeah, going to land onto Char. Flash, heal, both available. Land that Bramble Smash. But this time it is going to be those stacks cashed in. Chi-Chi. Nice heal. Flash and Aurelia. He's come down. He's looked for a kill, but the flash from Enso means there really is no follow-up able to be found. G9 also the one to be found there under that tower is...
Yeah, importantly, the kill going to Chi-Chi as well. Does cash out his stacks on the Draven.
I wonder how many stacks he had. It shouldn't have been too many.
No, with a death early on, it wouldn't have been, you know, a massive amount of stacks.
I would guess around 100 would be roughly my guess.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too out of line. Yeah. So unfortunately, Relia does blow his TP and his flash. Doesn't really get anything out of that. And
Revive coming through. Minji. He's very low. Renier trying to find the damage, but absolutely no way near will he have it.
Yeah. They end up trading Jungle Flash for mid flash. Nice engage by Nully. Nicely timed to push Minji into his rotating teammates. Chi-Chi has no... Oh, Cha has no E, rather.
And now he's been flashed on. He does have flash, but I mean, in the position he's in now, there's no point ever pressing that button. And Minji almost gets dove, but ends up being a kill in favor. It is, in the meanwhile, though, West Point looking for this dragon. Nully even teleporting down there to ensure they do secure it. Relia, in the meantime, is aware that he is very, very weak on this side of the map and is mostly not even coming close to this tower, although now he finally will. Void Grub's being picked up for J-Team.
Yeah, meanwhile, Lakai's, I think, picked up his 4th plate of the game in total. Going to be pretty massive on this Cassante. Not the easiest champ to kill for West Point's comp. Despite having a lot of damage dealers on their team, they're not all that good at dealing with the Cassante.
I'm not really seeing this Israel support pick justified at the moment.
No, not really. It didn't even look particularly good in the 2v2. They did get dived, but the dive even went their way.
Sure.
And to their credit a little bit, or in their defense, Renier should definitely have been pathing bot this game.
Yeah, it does feel like that. I mean, pathing towards the Aurelia usually is okay too, but the problem is you're never really going to be killing. Yeah. Oh, Chi-Chi going to be dodging out there off this ultimate from Aurelia. Oh my god, the flashback means the whirling death will connect. Char flashing forward, Chi-Chi. He's not afraid. Maybe he should be though, as Renier and Nully are in the area. Hostile takeover is going to land. It lands onto 2, and Nully is absolutely decimating his jungler in Renier. Once again, though, it is going to be Chi-Chi taken out. No bailout actually used here as Minji's looking for Nully. Won't land on that Emperor's Divide, but Nully just brings himself back anyway, and Minji will eventually find the kill. It is going to be the bailout now coming through. Char with the heal means he's not going to be taken down, and he will be able to find that return kill onto Nully eventually. In the meantime, though, Lakai, once again, he's just getting more and more for himself as only 1 plate remains on this bottom side tower. Yep. The game kind of feels like it's at the 18-minute mark, but it's still only 13 minutes.
Yeah. Chi-Chi is massive on the Draven. He picked up a kill that fight, and it was a 250 cash out as well. So, gonna be a problem. He already is a bit of a problem. Irelia doesn't deal with Draven all that well. It's gonna be pretty squishy. As you're going to see here.
The sidestep on this ult was really good. I think if you're going to ult as Aurelia, you just ult immediately. I mean, Draven does have flash, but...
Yeah. Does flash for fear of being hit by the Irelia stun. Doesn't want any shenanigans to happen, but his flash being down here means that he's pretty easy for Nully to pick up here. Nully lands a nice chain on the stunned Enso, and then follows up with the Renata ulti. Picks himself up a kill on Chi-Chi, who I'm surprised isn't a shutdown. I guess hasn't... Ooh. Minji barely misses the ult, and a nice chain onto Nully that I thought might go horribly, but he does die before Minji dies and procs the Renata W. So Cha is able to pick up the kill on Minji after Nully dies, so he can't res. So having to come out to save Cha here. You're fine doing that as the Kalista. I don't think you're ever sending this Ezreal into team fights.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Not an engaged tool, really. Just peeling your Ezreal.
Rift Herald started and secured as we do see the teleport coming in from Relia. Is he going to be able to find a good enough ult? Minji is going to be dashing away. Emperor's Divide available, but he's not used it as of yet. Flash not quite up here for the Azir, and he's just going to be eliminated from this fight. Lakai, though, he's gone all out, and Relia is so low, will be taken out. It's a 1-for-1. In fact, it's a 2-for-1. As on the bottom side of the fight, it is Renier eventually picking up that kill there onto Chi-Chi on this Draven. Nice hostile takeover means that Lakai, he will be able to escape from this situation despite being extremely low here on health points. And Char whittling away at his health even more so
Yeah, Lakai in the middle of 4 people just manages to walk out. Frozen Heart, a ton of value this game, so I like that out of Lava. But you saw in that fight, Lakai going on to Relia, and there's a full HP Silas with Relia while Lakai chases him around, and he just can't really do anything to stop him. As we're going to see, I was watching the Draven almost kill Cha down the bottom here, but he doesn't kill Cha, and his team actually gets engaged on. And so, having to walk around the Maokai ult coming from the Silas. And Relia finds his way onto Minji, lands a nice stun, and the ult out of Minji is not enough to save him. Nully connects with the chain. And yeah, here Lakai is able to just go on Relia. Nully pretty much has to ignore Lakai. He is not the champion that can kill Lakai this game. And it really looked like Lakai was going to go down here, but Enzo still has ult and manages to peel him. J-Team on the Dragon, so West Point won't be able to pick up the soul point.
Yeah, very important to stop, of course, this game. West Point are ahead in gold, but it does feel to me, at least, that really J-Team are the stronger out of the two.
Yeah, and J-Team definitely in control of the tempo of the game, as Relia's going to find himself in trouble under this tower.
As is evident by this, no sums, does have ult. Going to take a heroic outplay to find anything in this, and Minji's actually getting low. He's found his way somehow onto this Azir, but it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
Especially once that stun misses. There is no real way to take out Azir. Bailout available still for Enzo, so.
Yeah, J-Team are going to go for a second tower in the bot lane. This will be a lot of gold onto Lava and Minji. They decide to back off it. They see West Point all rotating, as Cha's on a bit of a flank on the
here.
Ezreal.
Putting up that shrine of Shurima.
Cha has to be careful here.
He's using his ult. Nice Nature's Grasp has stunned up the Silas, and a fantastic Emperor's Divide onto 3. Is it going to matter? It's a double kill here for Renier on this Viego. Minji does answer back with one for himself. Nully going to be taken out there. Cha still, though, is in no man's land a little bit. Arcane Shift available. Flash also available, so
yeah,
it does feel like he will be able to navigate some way out, although Flash use, Handshake does miss. Relia now is going to be arriving, and with that Cha, he's not going to be any more danger. Losing that summoner, though, very important.
Yeah, I felt like maybe J-Team could have pushed for the tier 2 tower instead of chasing the Ezreal, and Minji and Lava kind of realize they're in trouble here and try back off. And they do a pretty good job defending against this dive. Cha lands some nice damage here, but it ends up not being enough. Nully just missing the chain there and gets rooted into tower range. Flashes to land a really nice ult, but Minji lands a nicer one. And, you know, salvages this play, as it might have just been 2 kills for free for West Point otherwise.
Yeah, as you said, did salvage the play. It's good to see, though, West Point aren't just laying over and going down. They still are even in gold, up 1 dragon. I think the problem is they're really faltering when it comes to the team composition. I mean, you have no real front line, and especially how things are currently. This Aurelia is just getting eliminated.
Yeah. Game is even, but that is not the plan when you pick Ezreal Kalista bot lane.
Yeah.
Irelia top lane.
Yeah, I mean, they just have the greatest skirmishing comp of all time. But
yeah.
Only really finding those skirmishes off the back of teleports, and so when they're not up, what is going to be possible for them to do is not entirely sure. Minji on the bottom side, he does get Emperor's Divided, and Relia kiting around those Sand Soldiers is going to be able to actually find the solo kill. No Azir going to be available for this play. Relia does have teleport, so this could quickly turn into a 4v5. Keep an eye on Relia.
Yeah.
He cancels his recall, sees there's no fight going to be happening, opting now instead to push that bot wave out.
Yeah, both teams just get Maokai ulted, and it kind of means there's no play for either side to be made. Maokai ult's so good at just shutting down any action.
Baron, though, There is a lot of damage. You have a Callista, you have an Ezreal, a Viego.
Yeah, TP coming through, Minji as well.
Yeah, so this is going to be a 5v5. And West Point realize this and just get themselves off that Baron. Realize it's not really plausible.
And West Point have to be careful that J-Team don't hit the Baron. They're deciding to just push mid instead. They have a big wave here. Will they go for 2? Enso is in position for really not
Rally and Nully both up top side though. All we need to do is slow down this push. We're actually going to force out the recall, at least of Enso. We need to find another recall for sure, because Enso cannot stop this push.
Yeah.
Inhib tower now starting to be attacked, and it should be just taken out very quickly. The help of that Void, those Void grubs. Enso does make it back, but the rest of the team scrambling to try and find a recall. We've got to block now. We've got to block these skill shots. Char, he's going to be very, very capable of stopping recalls. Minji does get cancelled once again. And Inhibitor.
Yeah, 6 seconds on Dragon.
On the top side.
TP is up for Nully, but not Relia, so it's probably going to be the Dragon going over to J-Team. West Point started up, though. And I kind of would have liked them leaving Nully in the top lane. He does still have TP, so he could have threatened a Nexus tower there, maybe. Yeah,
J-Team do manage to somehow, in this scenario, pick themselves up the Dragon. But I agree, I think, honestly, you see Enso's backed. Even just keeping, Nully, as you said, up there. Okay.
So Relia starts this fight on just 20% HP. Minji lands everything. But Irelia somehow surviving and taking him out. And they go for a Baron off of that. They go for a Baron off of that, but it doesn't quite work out. They do end up getting an inhib, honestly, so maybe it did work out. So that was a very long sequence, actually. It started with a dragon fight after the kill. Started with the solo kill bot into a bit of a contest in mid, into an attempted Baron from West Point. Two mid towers taken by J-Team while the Sylas and Irelia split push and take an inhib in the top lane. And then eventually Dragon for J-Team.
Yeah, I think really smartly played by West Point to find that angle to look for something on the top side. The minion wave was crashing, so I was like, well, let's go up here and get some work done.
And honestly, with the inhib down, paradoxically, it's going to put pressure on West Point to do something now with the inhib down, because that is a lane they will not get to farm for the next 5 minutes. They're just down an entire lane of creeps.
Aegis Grass coming through. It's going to be everyone jumping here onto Rally. He does flash away. He does manage to get his ultimate out, but it's kind of just being used for that slow. And Rally are trying to teamfight without ultimate never feels very good, at least J-Team. They do get a bit of pressure off in regards to any attempts of this Baron.
Yeah, massive wave in the top lane for West Point. I don't think they're going to be able to really do anything with it.
It does allow them to recall, which is something, especially when you are sort of, I don't know, struggling.
Yeah.
You're ahead, but it doesn't really feel like it outside of this inhib going down.
Yeah, Minji's going to pull massively ahead in CS. Already picked up a couple waves off of this inhib. And he's going to be picking up a lot more unless West Point can do something to drag him out of that lane.
Sure, vision now being denied around this Baron. Minji gets another wave pushed on in.
Yeah.
Char, he's going to be forced to flash as Chi-Chi just runs at him with that Youmu's active.
So Ezreal not going to be missing his flash too much. Minji is TPing mid.
Found her way once again onto Relia. Relia does not have her ultimate up, and Makai is just going to keep this Relia stunned up for long enough for them to go down. Minji teleporting into this fight, claiming himself at least the first kill. It seems though that West Point realize that this doesn't feel particularly winning unless Char can land some very important poke beforehand. It is 4v5, but LOL are pretty low. There's a bit of health back there from auto-attacking that minion.
They do kill the mid wave, and Nully's run up
knock
the top.
Up just randomly lands onto Char, and that's going to force out the Fate's Call. Now, importantly, of course, the Fate's Call, not the most impactful ultimate this game. It really is only ever going to be used as a safety net for the Israel, so...
And West Point should definitely walk at this Baron right now. Because they've got J-Team pretty split up. Maybe a little late on the Baron start.
Now, Lalva's still yet to recall. Once again, does get a bit of health back every time he has his passive up and auto attacks anything.
That's going to be Baron.
Yeah, maybe so. Lalva arriving, True Shot Barrage comes through, does connect onto the Maokai. This Baron is so low. Lalva's just walked in, claimed the Baron. Another steal here in the PCS. And J-Team, they just walk on in and claim what's rightfully theirs.
Yeah,
Kai,
no
though,
dies.
He's in trouble. Trying to get that redemption for a bit of health back. Renier Nuli, they're on hot pursuit, and someone has to recall. Minji's going to be nominated as that man. Kai, he's surviving. He's trying to find a way to clear out this minion wave. Won't be able to do so. Recalls now coming through here for the side of West Point as you realize someone's going to have to come back and defend these minion waves, and Baron buff against the low wave clear of this Aurelia and Callista will not do.
Yeah, it's nice for West Point to get that pick off onto Lakai, as J-Team were trying to siege mid, and you know they'll have to cancel that siege in a 4v5. But you see the CS Nuli falling behind pretty far in CS because he doesn't have a lane to farm for, you know, about 5 minutes, but they will pick up a dragon. You honestly would have liked to pick up 2 dragons with the inhib top down, but they do get this one. And it's going to put them on soul point. Not the strongest soul, but still definitely going to help out, especially with such a high damage comp.
GG, he's struggling to find any real impact here in the mid and as we head into the late game on this Draven. It is very hard, of course. You are just outranged by the Israel, who is constantly hitting you with mystic shot after mystic shot, and honestly, the rest of the team feels very scary to ever want to get into auto attack range of this Aurelia.
Now, I am not a Draven main, but Tyler1 is, and he says Hubris sucks. Maybe Tyler1 isn't the person I should be getting my advice from, but who else plays Draven?
No one. I think he's the literal only person in the world.
Yeah. I get the lethality Draven, definitely. This is a great game to be a lethality Draven, as you know, no one's building armor on the side of West Point. Maybe a bit of armor here or there.
I mean, yeah, just only the boots, the plated steel caps.
Yeah, I think the problem with Hubris is you do really need to find the first kill.
Yeah.
To, you know, make use of it.
And you also just don't get that many kills in a pro game. But
yeah. Flash on
found out way onto Minji. He manages to get that shifting sands and gets himself to safety. I thought he was done for there. But instead, it's going to be his bot inhib picked up from Minji's team. Teleport coming through. Nuli is going to be on a flank. Teleport is going to be the answer here for Minji. Minion waves pushing in. Berserk will go Relia on the Aurelia. Now Lalva, he's trying to kite. He's trying to let his team survive. Nuli, once again, he's looking for an angle here on the side. Does not have that hijack available for himself. True Shot Barrage just goes wide. Headed off to the Twisted Tree line.
Yeah, it looked like it might be something for West Point there, with Nuli finding a really good angle for his stolen Maokai ult. They unfortunately don't manage to get very much except flashes out of the J-Team bot lane. Minji having to burn his flash earlier when Renier flashed onto him. So Baron should be up again in about a minute, I think. Maybe just over a minute.
It looks like Chi-Chi going to get Sherelda's as his 4th item. 3 items is completed here for Ching9 on the Callista. Aurelia kind of being the main player suffering in this game.
Yeah, just getting flashed on by Maokai and maybe just overgrouping a little bit. I don't know if he's really going to have any kill pressure on Cassante anymore.
Yeah, it does feel awfully hard. I think, honestly, if for some reason Lakai gives him the time to, he will win out in the 1v1. Almost certainly.
And there is a lot of armor on that guy.
Yeah. The only magic resist coming through on that Jack show is just a Negatron cloak basically worth of armor.
Yeah.
A little bit more. Plus you get that 30% bonus if you're in combat for, I believe it's 5 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, J-Team kind of in control of the map, but Nully is...
Stand aside, won't connect.
Yeah, Nully is getting a good shove, and that's really a big
annoying.
chunk. Oh, he's going...
Horizon focus.
Horizon focus, okay.
1 minute now. Possible Soul, but Baron is spawning at the same time. So, I mean, I actually honestly think either team can just choose the Baron. I don't think you really care about Kimtech Soul that much. Of course, you don't want to give it over, but if you get the Baron, you are very close to winning this game. You're one team fight away. And, you know, getting a few more of these structures down feels pretty good in that scenario.
Yeah. And I don't think if you're West Point, you're willing to trade Baron for Soul. I don't think the Soul does enough to justify the suffering you will be doing into a Baroned up J-Team. So I like Cha playing aggressively for poke here, just because he does always have the Kalista ult to bait him out, to bail him out.
Jar's coming through. Lakai, he's found a flank! He's found both these AD carries! 2 eliminated immediately! So many stacks built up from Chi-Chi means the execute on that Whirling Death is immense, and they are going to be able to secure that one for themselves. 7 seconds now left on this Baron. Rally, though, he's staying in the top side. He's staying there, trying to get down this inner turret. Lakai going to match him as we speak. In fact, going unstoppable. Pathmaker going to be used, and Rallier is just taken out.
Yeah, definitely can't dive the Cassante. Probably can't even hit the tower in his face, really. Renyer's going to try clear out the mid wave, but J-Team are probably just going for a Baron. They might try shove mid.
MG, no flash available.
I mean, most of West Point are up at the moment. They can maybe get the mid inhib, which will be a second inhib, and almost, you know, guarantee the Baron. They are going to the Baron now.
Soul point, of course, now for both teams.
Yep. So this Baron is going down very quickly. Renye is here, though. We'll see if he can get revenge.
He can't. Lava 2 for 2 on the Barons in this game. Nature's Grass once again will be coming out, but it's matched. There's 2 of them. Lakai, he's found his way onto Ching9 again, and he's just eliminated. Minji being able to close so much distance on this Azir. It's 3 members of West Point taken out in very quick succession, and now Rallier and Char with it all to do. Redemption comes through, making sure everyone is full up on health.
Yeah.
And what can you do when you can sit idly by? No one here has any wave clear. It's all 4 members of J-Team that are up, making their job a little easier, giving themselves a little bit more confidence. Nexus Tower number 1 will be going down. Rallier clearing out that bot wave as the inhib will spawn down there. Of course, mid is the real problem. Pathmaker used, all out coming through. Rallier, though, he's not convinced. He's still looking for something here. It's in fact him that's getting low. Flash forward. Emperor's Divide is good. The Emperor's Divide in return is not going to find much. Ching9 respawns just to go back to a grey screen, and Char will use his E back as his Nexus gets felled, and it's going to